couple of days are going to be reproduced and put on my website on Twitter for all to hear. But it'll be a message where you're not identifiable, of course. Just that I'm speaking to somebody. That's all they're going to know. Okay, and I've got audio software coming in here now. And I'm going to edit my videos and audios. And I'm going to start bleeping and censoring some of the language on some of these videos. But for the most part, they're there where they're at for a reason. Hardcore, cold cut and dry. Okay. And it's done for a reason. Because people just don't get it when you sugarcoat it. They're not going to get what they want from... They're not going to get what they want from Joel Osteen. They're not going to get it. But he's going to get it. You know, he's going to get it. I gave him a solution. You want to turn it around? You want to get out of the crap you're in and coming for, the ridiculousness for those 80,000 that don't see what you blinded them to see? You know, I made some suggestions to him. The best thing that he could do is to say that he's specifically ministering to me for the last 3 years, specifically to me, right to my face, intended for me, and that everyone else getting this is a byproduct. Everybody else hearing what he has to say, okay, this is out. He said, well, you were here, but I'm not doing anything wrong. Remember, he doesn't think he's doing anything wrong, but if he's speaking to everybody the way he is, he's definitely doing something wrong. But if he's going to sit there and say, no, I've been ministering to one person, and all the rest of you, well, you're here. You got it because you're here. All right, you're byproduct. Okay, that's his out. That's his out. And the church is going to have the same approach. Okay, you speak to me directly, and everyone else is a byproduct, you're out. Other than that, you're cooked. Oh, the one other thing I told Osteen was to take your damn picture off the next 10 books. That's what you're going to do. Take your picture and your name off the 10 books that you do it next. Take you right out of the picture and put what's on the cover more reflective on the book, which should have absolutely nothing to do with you. So that was the next thing he was given a condition for. And this was a while ago. Okay, now he started doing that, but I don't know where he's at now. Okay, there's a whole bunch of things that put in for him, and he's just one of the people I'm dealing with right now. I mean, believe me, you don't think I got power, you don't think I can put these guys in their place, you don't think that they're a little squirmy, but not showing it. They are. Okay, if you watch what Joel Osteen's been putting back, he's not exactly out to get me. Alright? But he is lost, he's deceived, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's speaking to 80,000 people when he should be speaking to one, and this is what I told him. Stop prophesying over people the way you're doing. You're a motivational speaker. You're out there using it as a platform to sell books. Okay? This is not even organized religion. This is downright freaking worldly. You know, and I gave him instruction. And I bet you when this instruction goes by leadership that have a head on their shoulders and know their Bible, they'll sit there and they'll concur with me. And this is the leadership that people give prudence to, credence to. They look up to. They look up to this guy, this sugar-coated freak monster that's doing nothing but spitting out a bunch of lies. You know, go listen to him. How many times does he actually use the word Jesus in anything he's saying? They're just as bad as Hollywood. Okay? It's a big lie. It's a big flip. And guess what? I'm going to flip it around very soon again. And all those people, you know, oh, there's a video, you know, Coach Red Pill, he's pretty offensive, but, you know, he says it very clearly, and he does a very good job of saying it for me. So, the thing is, people need to get through this and buy all this colorful four-letter words. Okay? If you can't let it bounce... Sorry for the pause, people. We're just waiting for buffering on the next segment. Than to take the exhortation coming from a judge in a court. Okay? There's never been extortion on my heart. I've been extorted. Okay? I'm exhorting now. There's a difference. As I said on national television in 2003, there's a difference between extorting and exhorting. I'm exhorting extorters. And 19 years later, nothing's changed. So you need to understand what you don't see or don't understand. Or maybe you do what you do now, and now you have no excuse. You know where I belong. I belong pardoned. Replacing, superseding the decisions, the actions of the Prime Minister. And if you can't see how damaging our government, our prime minister is, if you can't see that they don't serve us, okay? If you can't see that this government doesn't serve us, we pay their salary, but they don't serve us. They don't answer to us. That the politics is a joke. If you don't see this, if you don't understand this as a left-right paradigm, where people like Soros is on the top, puppeting and paying everybody off in the Liberal Party to do what they're doing, if you don't see this and don't understand this, you, sir, need to shut down, sit down, shut the fuck up and listen to everything I have to say. But if you do, then you shouldn't be sitting at home pretending it doesn't exist. Because all you're doing is letting something that's coming for you anyway come. And I think you're going to get the brunt of it before you do leave this earth, and I don't think you're going to like it too much. And I think, like everyone else, 15 years ago, you're going to wish you'd listened to me. I'm 15 years ahead, okay? I saw all this RF stuff go back there. I got a 15-year jump on all these young people now with phones and tablets in their laps and in their heads, okay? I see where this will go in 15 years if it continues. They'll be just like me, hypersensitive, intolerable to this I couldn't leave it there. Frequency stuff. Okay? The Prince of the Air. Wake up. Get educated. Get learned. Do it fast. Because you're going to have to give an account and talk about things you know nothing about, obviously. I've had 3 years sitting here doing work for people and not getting paid for it. Researching, studying, doing my homework. In my holy of holies, behind closed doors where no one sees what I do but God. I do everything by the book. No? Given the opportunity to sit down with me one-on-one to win a brother over. If they deny that, well, I bring a witness. Okay, I did. I brought Deborah. They didn't win him over. Now what do you do? What's the third stage of reconciliation? You're going to treat them like tax collectors, right? Like hypocrites, not like Christians, not like the body of family of Christ anymore. You can call yourself that. You can say you're a member in a church. But to God, you don't fool anybody. You know? And this isn't necessarily specifically for you, but just in general. You know, you put on the facade in church, but you don't fool anybody. I wasn't made transparent. I was forced to be transparent before it was time. I said I would be transparent. I'll open my whole doors and let everyone know what's going on in here. But they wanted to get to me before that time. They wanted to abuse me. They wanted to put eyes and ears where they were told not to put. And they did it again anyway. Okay, that's it. So there's a lot of reason this is going where it's got to go, and it has to go where it's got to go. All right? And the scope is far beyond that you can see. Obviously, or you'd be coming back long before now with a lot more than you are, saying, you know what, Sean? This isn't what you should be doing. You should be doing this for this reason. Well, if you can't give me that education, then you should be learning from me. I should be the pastor. You should be the congregation. That's it. Understand? Bye. And there's one more other thing I should mention to you. This is as long as you're in the Southern Baptist... You're under the Southern Baptist Convention. I've ordered and asked full IRS audit. Go get them, you know, to both Copeland and Duplantis. So I expect that's on the works, and that's happening. And we're going to follow the money. We're going to find out what's going on. I'm not going to have anything to do with it. I've just set them on a path in the direction. Okay, you know. Oral Roberts. That university is crap. All right, I could build a better university and teach better and less to lies and less crap than Oral Roberts. And Copeland, same thing. He's got gas on his property and he's got to sell it elsewhere. You know what I said to him? I said, why don't you make that gas available to everybody in your town? Why don't you fix your ministry, your church, your beliefs, and your university? Do that and get your town and your local state fixed. And then go take your jets and go bring in the world what they need, not what you have to offer. That's basically where that's at. You know, your $54 million jets is ridiculous. You're not needed elsewhere around the world for a reason. You can't get your local town fixed. You can't get your local church healthy. You can't do jack but lead people astray. And then you want to go out there and complain you need a jet because you don't want to be around a bunch of demons? What kind of self-righteous bullshit's that? Okay, they are demonic. They are possessed, and they're sitting there saying they don't want to sit in a jet with a coach with other people because they don't want to be around a bunch of demonic people. Oh, that's pretty bold, man. And you let these guys go on, you know. And once upon a time, you would pay these people. I'm glad that you will pull out your eyes by. Oh, here comes. I'm about to run out of time. Okay, yeah, Jack Van Wimpy. That's what I call him. All hot air, all talk, no walk. I wouldn't surprise if he's paid off in 32-degree Mason, too. Doing nothing more than giving you the reality that the big people want you to hear. And then you got to really question the interpretation of Revelation you have. How much of it is authentic? How much of it is real? How much has it been miscribed by the scribes to fit some other selfish agenda? How much of this is really Jesus' words through John? Huh? That's what I'm really questioning. Okay, at least I'm asking the questions. But I'm not going to doubt God, but I'm going to doubt everything that doesn't prove to be godness. And then I'm going to hold him to notice with love and compassion, empathy and mercy and grace, which is what no one gave me. And I'm going to do this for what has already been 19 years and is going to go into another 3.5. Okay? But I don't think it'll last that long. I think they're going to snap out of it or they're going to find themselves in jail. I think you're going to find all the crap is being disbanded. And all of the truth, which is me, that's prevailing in the end, it should be embraced. And until people get to that state, this is not good. It's not changing the course of direction. Okay? I'm not bringing the line to this. Others are. All I'm doing is keeping myself apart. And if that means that I don't sit down and be quiet, if that means I got to stand up and say something, then I got to say something. I don't want to be seen as a bad guy, and I don't want my life to be put in jeopardy for doing it, because it will, with it unprotected the way it is now. With what I have to say, you know, with what I have to do, what I'm going to do, because you don't want to let me live a normal life with Deborah. No, I got to clear my name and be at a point where I can have that and not think about this anymore and enjoy my life. Right? But I don't get that right now. End session, August 25th, 7:53 a.m. in the morning EST. And there you have it. Okay? I'm gone, leaving you with the rest. You got to come for me and volunteer to me what it is that was asked of you. You know who you are. And all of you who have breathed my words, received words, whether it's accessory to C46.184 or whether it came out of the air, in either case, you received words, you spoke words, you gave them to other people, and you sold words, and you put video to words, and you either knew willfully that you were deceiving the masses and misrepresenting those words, or you didn't know what you were writing down and were using your own worldly ideas, your own worldly way that you knew, and interpreting what you were writing down based on that, not knowing the source, not knowing the author who provided it to you by picking up his hands and making it available to you by projecting it from God down to you. That's the only way you should have received it, but we're not going to even question I'm not even going to question anymore how you received it, because that doesn't need it really to be answered. What we're going to find out is why you perverted and distorted it. Who's behind it, who instructed you, and guess what? They're going away. There's nothing you can do about them. Okay? That is the law. You're given a provision. It's still an invitation. I'm not forcing you here, but you know what's going to happen. Those that are involved in everything that I've said that have not come clean, have not made right before God and me. You can make right before God, but you're still not right with me. You're not right before God. And I'm telling you, all of you involved, everybody, you stand in a position of in debt to me, and you haven't cleared that debt. And with that, this is the last message you're going to receive from me until you're allowed to come into a church to hear me speak it. Until you're in front of me face to face with that white flag waving. In Jesus' name, I just pray everyone takes this a little more slower, a little more sober, and makes some intelligent decisions for once. That's reflective of what's right and true. Which again, in the end, after all of this crap, still prevails and is speaking to you right now. Now, who are you to come to me with sin and cast that first stone? Thank you very much. God bless you all. Love you. See you hopefully in a better time. But this isn't it. And you have others to thank for that. Not God.